Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Camila and I'm going to be sewing a few things today and just talking about stuff and taking you along for the ride. So let's get into the video. So for today's project, I have this pillow. It's very old and very yellow and very disgusting. I'm going to be just making basically the same thing, but with this fabric right here that I have. It's kind of like dense, as you can tell. It's from Michaels, and I'm just gonna be kind of remaking the pillow, tracing it, and doing all of this kind of stuff, the sides, and then just adding a zipper and filling it up. But the first thing I am going to do is I'm gonna get this fabric all rolled out. I have 4 meters or about 4 yards of this fabric, so I'm just gonna roll it out and then trace out the outlines and everything. So while I do that, I'm going to talk to you guys about just random stuff. Hear me out. I always tend to measure out a bit more fabric. I don't. Okay, so I have finished cutting out the front and the back. So now we just have to move on to these sides. I'm gonna measure them out, and then we're just gonna cut them out by length. And so I just measured. So the width of here, of this side, is gonna be 2 inches. So I'm gonna have an inch of seam allowance. So I'm gonna do 3 inches, and this whole thing on the side goes in one piece. So I'm not going to be sewing together the fabric, or I am, but not all the way. So it's 83 inches across the whole pillow. So I'm going to just divide that into 2 and cut that out. I'm just kind of really wishing we'd have snow right now. I really do love the snow season, going sledding, dressing up in like those big coats and everything, and just I feel like snow, like winter, is such a magical season. Something right out of a fairy tale, and I just kind of wish it would snow. It'll probably snow somewhere in January, or maybe by the end of February we'll get some 2 weeks of snow, and then it'll be spring or something. Okay, so I'm going to go get one of my darker pencils, because this is, what shade is this? It's an HB2 pencil, just normal writing pencil. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna go get one of my 8B pencils because I can't see anything on this shade of gray. Like nothing at all that I marked, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I did get my 8B pencil. It's very blurry, you can't see it, but I feel like being an artist and then sewing, it just helps so much because you already see the structure and how things are supposed to go and how you want them to be. And a lot of I did need for sewing, I kind of already had. Ribbons, stuff like that, because I would do crafts and other things like that all the time. And yeah, I feel like being an artist does help a lot with designing and stuff like that, so it's definitely a bonus. One thing about me is I cannot do anything. I cannot sew, I cannot draw, I can't really do anything without having music in the background. So if you hear music, that's because I can't work without it. So I'm sorry if you can't really hear me. That tell me I'm not the only one that does that. I hope I'm not. um if you guys have any playlists or any music you think I should listen to, any recommendations, definitely tell me, because I like to listen to all sorts of music. I mean, some of it I do get from my sister. Do not tell her, or else she'll annoy me with it for the rest of my days. Oh my gosh, I am so happy that I decided to use the 8B pencil. I can see it so much clearer now than using this thing. We can just throw that out. And yeah, honestly, I do recommend using either chalk or charcoal. I don't think charcoal washes out that good, so don't listen to that. But an 8B pencil or something like this will definitely help see the lines much clearer. So this is from the 8B pencil. It's very clear and I can see everything, which I'm really happy about. And this, you can see, is the 2B HB pencil. You can clearly see the difference. In the sunlight, you can't, well, in the light, you can't even see the 2B pencil. At least I can't. I think I'm going blind. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this out and then cut a second rope thing, fabric thing, out of this. So I have cut out all the pieces, finally. And now we're gonna iron them and get to the least favorite part of sewing, I think, is pinning, for me at least. So now that I've ironed this, I'm gonna be pinning all of this together, which is gonna take quite a while, if I'm being honest. And yeah, I think I'll just get back to when I'm done on that, because it's a very tedious process for me and I really have to focus, or else I'll end up poking my finger a bunch of times and I don't really want that. So I'm just gonna come back when I'm done to this. I'm just gonna come back when I'm gonna be sewing. So this is my sewing machine, a Brother JX 1400. I'm gonna be getting a new one soon. So I'm pretty happy about getting a new sewing machine, since this one is like 10 years old, I think, at this point, if not older. So if you guys have any recommendations on what kind of sewing machines you would recommend, please tell me, because I have no idea what kind of sewing machine to get. So let's get to sewing and sew this together. So I finished sewing this side. So this is how it looks. I'm gonna flip it inside out to see how it looks from the outside. Not bad, as you can see. So now I'm just gonna do the same thing and attach the other side, the back side. I'm gonna attach the second part of the side part, and then I'm gonna sew it all onto the back part. Back base? I don't know. The back something. And yeah, I'm just gonna do that off camera because it's gonna take a while and I don't wanna have to film the whole thing. So I'll see you when it's... So I'm finally done the pill, or at least I'm gonna still need to stuff it and add a zipper, but I think for now I'm done. I'm gonna turn it inside out. Let's see. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and then I'm just gonna fill it up and finish. I'm gonna have to clean up everything here, on the bed, all over the place. Well, oh well. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!